you're not, realistically, what the hell are you going to do with someone if you're not either jacked to the gills or being able to fly like a bird?
Right.
With his mind in that back room, he could have been there like Michael Hayes and Arn and those guys for
Mm,
decades, just feeding knowledge.
yeah. Man.
So,
Mm.
yeah, geez, gone way too soon, way too soon.
Well, I want to go back again. So you told us a story about how you ran into the ring as a kid, and so you're not supposed to be there. But when you are actually supposed to start being there, and you are, in front of the live crowds, and you're, putting move sets together and all that, what were some kind of goalposts that you start hitting, and then you have to obviously push the goalpost back further because you got to have your next goal. Did you have things like that? Were there little bucket list things that you started checking off and you're like, this is absolutely everything I've always wanted?
You know what? If I start from the time I got with Billy about training, I just quietly thought I need to know, I need to have at least one match.
Yeah.
Like again, this is before internet. You can kind of tell it's a work. Obviously, there's not a bar fight where the guy picks him up in a suplex, and
Or throws them
but
into like the next ropes or whatever.
yeah, but you can clearly see they're connecting on some things. A body
Mhm.
slam's a body slam,
Yeah.
and so forth. What is this? There was no information out in the open, and
Right.
I wasn't a smart fan. I didn't even know that there's groups of dedicated people that went down and hung out.
Yeah.
Like I didn't try to hang out with the wrestlers. I wanted to be one, not
Right.
hang out with them. I don't know. Like I hardly went to the sports arena. Maybe 6 times in my whole life did I see live pro wrestling.
Wow.
Right? It wasn't much. Well, it was more than six, but I don't think I'd been to the sports arena more than 5 or 6 times,
Right.
and I watched it religiously. Um, shit, I forgot. See, I got old man now. I forgot what the hell we were talking about.
Your bucket list things you said you wanted
Yeah,
that one match and then
I just came in there and was like, I just want one match. I need to know. I need to know if I can do it.
yeah.
And I got the one match, and I didn't. After that, I don't know that I had a bucket list. My
Mm,
thing is, I want to just do this constantly,
right.
and then you know, um, I wanted more. I wanted more knowledge. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know how it was done. I wanted to know how the ring was set up. I wanted to know how the show ran. I
Yeah.
wanted to learn how the money went. I wanted to know how they set up all the production and then watch Dutch Savage doing TV and then the things that he would say about he needed this or don't do that. And why is he saying that? I wanted to learn the whole operation. And I've always been like that. And then I just want, and then once Matt took me to Canada after I was wrestling for 4 months, and he said, "There's going to be guys your size, and you're going to have more freedom up there."
Mm.
And I thought, "Huh?" I didn't get it. And more freedom means you just planned your match and went ape shit. There was no
Right.
rhyme or reason for what we did, and so I was like, "Holy crap!" Anyway, I started traveling, and then I got the travel bug.
Yeah.
So I think that I might love wrestling more for the travel than for the wrestling. Because then it became a thing of, oh, I'd like to go here. Oh, I'd like to wrestle here.
Hmm.
So, um, I just, you know what? I don't know. I always wanted to wrestle for New Japan. I always, for the longest time, wanted to wrestle for Ring of Honor.
Hmm.
Um, well, I guess in a way, a bucket list. So as the independents start to rise in 97, 98,
Yeah.
and internet comes about, you start learning about all this. Oh my gosh, there's independent places all over.
Hmm.
And then there's standout guys that you start hearing about Jeff and Matt Hardy and the Omega group.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, I wonder if we could wrestle out there. And then, you learn about, Bill Behrens has something in Nashville, and who is this Air Paris and AJ Styles guy?
Uh-huh.
And so every area has these guys, and also with that, the NWA pops up.
Yeah.
So now you have independent groups joining the NWA, and nobody knows. Hey, we knew the NWA as this important entity. And the group I worked for, ECCW in Vancouver, BC, Canada, they joined the NWA.
Mm.
And they introduce a junior belt. And I'm thinking, well, hell, I want the junior title. And then I get that and I'm thinking, well, watching wrestling, what did they have? They had regional titles, national titles, and the world title.
Right.
If I can't play drums and Kiss, I wanted to fight Flair for the world title. Right? Shit. In career class, my junior year, like what was it? Describe your ultimate uh goal coming true in life. I beat
Oh
Flair in a
yeah.
cage. I did this whole big page and the bloody and the this, right? So, but I thought to myself, you can use this as a stepping stone. Why
Mm.
can't I use the NWA as a stepping stone? Because there was no way I'd send tapes out to, there was no, again, I said 1,000 times, no internet, no email.
Yeah.
Email was just starting out. There was no connection with WWE,
Mm-hmm.
WCW. I sent tapes. I sent tapes everywhere. I'd get whatever address popped up online. I'd send tape and picture to AAA in Mexico. 6 weeks later, it's sent back to me.
Wow.
Still in the package, all beat up. Well, I send it to Japan, New Japan, All Japan, Noah. I never hear nothing. It's just disappeared. I don't know where it went. So,
Right.
and you have no way of following up. So that's, you're just shooting in the dark.
Mm.
So I think, why can't I use the NWA as a stepping stone? And how important are these world titles? I have no idea. But
Right.
they talk about them a wee bit in the magazines, and
Yeah.
they talk about it a wee bit online because it's the NWA.
Yeah.
So therefore, NWA Texas is being talked about when they talk about things in Texas. We're
Mm.
trying the whole industry's perception anyway.
True.
So they start talking about the NWA and this guy and that guy, and they have the anniversary show where all of us come together and we get to clash with other guys, and that's why I told the promoters, it's like I had the Northwest Junior Heavyweight title a few times, and I thought, hey Dave, can I challenge for the Canadian title?
Hmm.
Canadian junior title. And he's like, that's a great idea, because I thought I'm going to lose this local title one time, then I'm not going to get it, and then what's going to happen to me?
Yeah.
So it wasn't so much a bucket list as more as thinking ahead. I need to get further. I need to get further. I didn't know much about networking, and I didn't know how anything went in the industry. And I get the Canadian title. As soon as I got that, I said, Dave, what about, can I challenge for the world belt? And I don't know that any of the other guys were like, I think when I won the belt, the world junior belt, the kid that held it didn't even know it was a world junior belt. He just thought it was the local. And I thought, what are you doing?
Jeez.
And he's like, yeah, I didn't even realize they just had this belt we got out of a magazine. And I'm thinking, man, this is supposed to be prestigious.
Right. Yeah. There's a lineage
Um,
behind it. Yeah.
yeah, I think the NWA, if it was done right, really, it still could be
Yeah.
something with the territories, and the wrestling fans want to be taken on a ride.
Yes.
Here's what I think. Am I wrong? I don't know. But I asked these young people, even in a seminar last night at the Oregon Pro Wrestling School, and I've said it to the guys at Fale Dojo. I think if people shut their fucking mouth and just talking kayfabe,
Mm.
like MJF did, I mean, never break who you are.
Yeah.
I think people would love it.
I think, oh, without a doubt, because you're like you said, you're taking them on that ride, and that's
Why
what a lot
spoil
of
the
us grew up
ride?
with. Like Hulk Hogan to this day is Hulk Hogan, no matter where he is. Like, I mean, unless you're maybe having a beer with just him and nobody else is around, he might be Terry, but for the most part,
Right.
he's Hulk Hogan 24/7.
And
So
here's the thing: if you're at the airport, do you want to meet Terry Bollea or do you want to meet Hulk? What's up, brother? You want to meet what's up, brother? And just a little kind of, he's not going to cut a promo on you, but
yeah,
what's up, brother? Or just go, oh, hello. He's a very mild man. Oh, hello. Good
yeah,
to meet you, sir. You know what I'm saying?
right. I mean, like you said, if MJF was nice to you at a Comic Con and you met him, would you really want to meet that MJF? No, you want him to give you the finger or just tear your shit stuff up and throw
I
it back at you.
I've always said it's the same, and I compare wrestling so much to Kiss. It's the same reason Kiss never let you
Yeah.
see him with the fucking makeup off.
Except for that one album, but nobody talks about it anymore. But yeah, they went right back to putting the makeup back on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, the, why do people want to watch wrestling? Well, they want to, suspend their disbelief or whatever. So let them suspend the fucking disbelief
Yeah. Exactly.
and keep it that way. I I I believe if someone came along and you had a crew of guys, you started a promotion, and you just said, "Here's what we're doing. If you want a job with this, this is how we're going to conduct ourselves."
Yeah.
I think it would explode.
Yeah. I think so too.
There's a few things I think that could happen, and I think that the fans would like real professional wrestling fans
Yeah.
would have a fit and love it. I think that you could start a promotion, and you say this whole thing, the matches are completely on the fly. They don't talk about them at all.
Thank you so much to Tony for being on the show. Absolutely amazing things coming out of New Zealand, and obviously still amazing things coming out of the Pacific Northwest. If you are on LinkedIn, find Tony. He said he's on Instagram, and there's definitely absolutely amazing things. The New Japan Oceanic Cup is happening right now, so definitely check that out. Thank you so much, Tony, for being on the show. Make sure to follow us on our social medias. It is Brewsers Pod. That is BREWSCR. SPOD on the Instagram, the Threads, and the Twitter. If you want to send us an email, it is brewserspod@gmail.com. If you want to follow me directly, it is Rodie John. That is RODIEJON. Rodie John is the name on the Twitter and on Untapped. In case you want to find out what I'm drinking, maybe we can have a beer together. If you want to follow me on the Threads or the Instagram, it is official Rodie John. So until next time, make sure to enjoy life, drink local, and cheers.